How did you go in the grand finals yourself, in the championship wins?
Steady.
Steady?
I'd say probably steady. I've had some games where I've got a few wickets, but I probably played one final. I'm not sure who it was against, and I think I probably bowled the best I bowled. I think I had none for 10 off about 13 overs or something. And I think Jim Jones said to me after it, said, "You bowled fantastic today and got none for."
That's how it goes sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it was sort of, and like I said, it was more the team.
Yeah.
If I bowled, we always gave 110%, and some days it goes your way and other times it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it was all about winning the prize.
In that golden era, what was your best performance?
I got 7 for 12 at Preston one day against Sunshine.
Wow.
So, and I think about 7 for 16 against Ivanhoe at Ivanhoe.
Yeah. That was into the wind with a real dry, hard pitch.
No.
No.
No, the Sunshine one was pretty sporting.
Okay.
I can't take a real lot of credit for that. It was and pre-covers. There was no covers on the wickets. The Ivanhoe one wasn't. It was just one of those days that the ball come out really good. It wasn't a sticky, that one.
Yep.
But it was always pretty sporting, the Ivanhoe deck at times, that they leave a bit of grass on it or whatever.
Yep.
But no, they were probably, some of my best performances. But then other times I played down at Cardinia Park one day in the twos. I think I got 6 for 60 off about 30 overs.
Wow.
And that was probably, of all my days of bowling, that was probably the best day.
Yes.
Because it was a road.
Yeah.
And figure-wise, and you could basically nearly see your reflection in it. It was just shining. But those days it was good. Like 3GL would do it on the radio and
commentating from square leg.
Yeah. and they'd have the scoreboard going, and they'd have that, and that's where Phil Jobling's name of Jobung come about. It was he actually got a duck.
Right.
Sorry, Phil. But got a duck, and that was on the first day, and so everybody going down Moorabool Street would see Jobling, a duck on the thing. But it was the L and the I, when they put it on it gone
blended
together, and it just looked like, as you're going down Moorabool Street, it was Jobung.
Okay.
And
that's where the legend started. Yeah. Okay. Yes, it used to be good down there listening to the commentators when you were playing. They're at square leg and they were talking about how far the ball was swinging and how it just missed the edge of the bat and so on. So,
but no, it was good, and like at that time I didn't even have my licence, and Mum and Dad drove me to the game down to Geelong, and then they'd have the wrap up after. They'd do the ball by ball commentary, and then they'd do the wrap up, and you'd listen to the wrap up coming home. This was pre-drinking, and so it was sort of it was just a great time, and those are the sort of things now that you're thinking, geez, it was special.
Yeah. What was the best batting performance you saw as a team through that era? I saw Richie Robinson got 100 at Preston. It was a little bit earlier in the thing. He got 100 and never hit a ball in the air, long grass, and I think he might have got 120 or whatever. But in the championship team, when Gamity and Runga put on that partnership, that's probably, I think we're about 3 for 50 odd, Jason 270 or something, and we just won easy in the end. And for just clean hitting, Runga just played a great hand, played second fiddle, but Gamity just absolutely creamed the ball that day. And that's probably one of the things. But we defended really well. I think that there was plenty of games where the batting wasn't overly good. We'd defend 170, 180 at Preston or wherever. Our bowling was always strong. Yeah. As a batter yourself, you used to hit the ball pretty hard, and
pretty far and often over the fence. Over the years, did it get better and better?
Yeah, I think I did. Early doors, it was sort of, back down the order, but we had one year there that we'd had a pretty poor year in the ones, and we were constantly 5 for 50, 5 for 60, and we sort of struggled, and I found myself in a lot earlier than I was usually, and got a couple of 50, 1 or 2 50s, I think, and I had probably my best year with the bat.
Okay.
It was sort of from getting opportunities, but most of the time I just, like to try and, get on top of it.
What was the best individual hand you ever saw?
Oh, like I said, Richie
was definitely
right up there. Like the grass was long as, and just hit the ball along the ground. I don't think he hit a ball in the air, and he got 120. But Rowan, how many innings? The
half a dozen centuries for a start.
He was just a gun player, just a gun player, and Gamini's innings in the championship game was just for a small bloke, and I think I said to you before that pound for pound, there's probably not too many players in the world that hit the ball as sweet as he does.
True. Did he hit it to all areas of the ground?
Yeah.
Had every shot?
Yeah. Yeah, and a great leggy as well.
Yes.
He used to love just fielding it mid-on, mid-off when he was bowling.
Yes.
And Gamini never knew a lot of the players, and I knew a lot of them when they were coming in, and give him a bit of an insight of, how good he is, and when to bowl the wrong one and stuff, and he was just a phenomenal player.
Yes. Yeah. So Dale, your career in the first was a long one, nearly 200 games. Were you tempted to go on to 200?
I think I was done.
Were you? Mm-hmm.
I think I'd played predominantly in the twos in the last year. Been doing shift work for so many years and juggling that as well. It was always an issue. Left Cheryl to bring up the kids a lot of the time, and so I knew that I was I probably could have pushed on a little bit more, but I thought at that stage that I'd had a pretty good run.
So you went back to the twos, took it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
How many years did you play on?
It was only, I think I only had sort of the 1 year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was sort of, Darren Oliver was captain of the twos at that stage.
Okay.
I had a reasonable year, and but I just felt that it was probably time that I had a pretty good run. Yeah,
so almost a quarter of a century at a pretty elite level of cricket is
I never had any regrets whatsoever. Like I said, like doing it the first couple of years of when I started at Qantas, it was sort of trying to get around doing shifts and going to work at 4 or 5 in the morning, and then going straight there after work, and then going to the ground and then playing, and then having to front up to work again on the Sunday. It was sort of, but it was a bit challenging the first season, but it got easier as it went along. Yeah.
You were made a Life Member after 15 years. That must have been a proud moment for you.
Yeah, it was. It's a great club, and just looking at the honour board and some of the names there and the blokes that I catch up with now, we're basically all on it. You're Brian Duggins, Trevor Staples, Peter Cawthorne, Phil Jobling. My wife, she's, the ladies' committee was amazing over that period of time, and Gail Muir and Billy Muir and all that, the Duggan dynasty in that era, it was good.
There's an amazing culture at the club, isn't there?
Yeah, it was. It was. And it goes now that we go away with a few of the couples now, and you usually pick up where you left off. Mm-hmm. It's sort of everybody's, you mightn't see anybody for a couple of years or and like the 1860 function that we had at the end of last year, and it's sort of, you don't see people for a long time, and then you just sort of, you pick up where you left off and how you going, and let's have a beer, and yeah,
we're back in the
yeah,
rhythm
yeah,
again.
and that's how it is, and that's where I think the 1860 club will be a big success, and the more that we can get, you know, people involved, and it'll be great for the future.
You're married to Cheryl.
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
1982 we were married, so coming up 39 years this
Wow.
year.
Fantastic. How many children?
Two.
Two.
Yeah. Chelsea's now 33, and Todd's coming up 32 in August.
Okay. Any grandchildren yet?
No grandchildren.
No. Yeah.
Nothing.
And you do a lot of travelling
We do.
up until COVID.
COVID's thrown a big spanner in the works, but yeah, we've been very fortunate over the time to travel, and family wise, and you know, boys trips at work, we'd do a Vegas trip or whatever and get over there, and we've done the Disneylands with the kids, and yeah, the last few years Cheryl and I've sort of branched out into Europe and doing a bit out there, but yeah, no, it's been good.
Fantastic. And you're approaching retirement, so there's some plans on the way to retire?
Yeah, I've actually put in an expression of interest to get a package out of Qantas at the moment, which is, hopefully we hear something in the next couple of weeks. It's probably time to move forward, and Cheryl's still working full time, so she can be the breadwinner for a bit, and I'll do a bit of Ubering, and I've been doing that prior to COVID. I haven't done any Uber for 12 months or so, but I might just look around for just a little, you know, job somewhere along the line that somebody needs somebody for a few hours here or there, forklift driving or anything like that. But yeah, I'll probably concentrate on my Uber, and so if anybody wants, I do weddings, funerals, bar mitzvahs. If anybody needs a chauffeur,
You're in?
I'm in.
Okay. You wear a cap?
No, but I can get one.
Okay. And after punishing yourself bowling for all those years, how has the body sort of stood up? Are you, you've got a little bit of a limp?
Yeah, the hip is sort of a bit of a struggle, and I've just been sort of waiting to see what happens with work and things, and just better go and get it looked at some stage. But I'm not in any real pain. It's sort of just a bit of a hobble.
Yeah. You look well.
Yeah, I feel good.
Dale, our time has come, so it's been fantastic catching up with you. Wish you every bit of success in retirement, and look forward to seeing you at the 1860 Club at all the functions.
No worries, thanks Lee.